members, good evening. Thank you all for coming. We are about to present the launching of the whole party. Without losing any time now, I'm going to present you the moderator for the evening, Mr. Jimmy Hodge.
Good evening, everyone. In support of, in addition to Mr. Gomes, we would like to extend a sincere and heartfelt invitation to you guys, and we're so happy that you're here. It gives us a real sense of pride and accomplishments, because this is just a second step. We've accomplished the first step. Tonight is the second step, and we would like to take it forward. So thank you very, very much for being here. You could have been a million other places, but you choose to be here with us tonight. Thank you. I would like to start off by saying a quote of one of my favorite persons in this world, Mr. Nelson Mandela. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people was the chains on all of my people. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. With hope, our people remove the chains and substitute ignorance with knowledge. Through hope, we will break the shackles by empowering the people for the task which lays ahead. And because of hope, people will dare to dream, and by extension, pave the way for those to follow. A nation and the investment in its people are indivisible and uncompromising. It is a new dawn and a new day. May your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. I would like to now take this humble opportunity to present a son of the soil. Hailing from the area of Rombo, a beautiful village, rich in history, culture, struggles, and proud accomplishments. A people of determination and perseverance as reflected through this gentleman. At the University of Guyana, he studied constitutional law, civil law, international and history law. He also headed the local branch of the Chambre de Métiers et de l'Artisanat de la Guadeloupe. Under his leadership and effective hands-on approach, as the president of the Ligue de Volleyball des Îles du Nord, St. Martin has produced several championship titles while participating in numerous regional and international volleyball competitions. He remains committed and a champion for the plight of our island. I present to you Mr. Thierry Stephan.
Who we are. Who we are will be determined by our mission and vision statement. So our vision and vision statement. First, before going into detail, I would like to make a brief definition to you, read a brief definition to you of the meaning of vision and mission statement. So it is said that a mission statement concentrates on the present. It defines the deeper, critical processes, and it informs you about the desired level of performance. The vision statement focuses on the future. It is a source of inspiration and motivation. Often it describes not just the future of the organization, but the future of the society, meaning the country and its people, in which the organization hopes to affect changes. About our mission statement, How will we get where we want to be? Creation of a political party, for example, Hope Party. Harvest a trained, experienced, and motivated team. Promote education, economic, social, sport, cultural, and environmental development of our country and its people. It defines the purpose and primary objectives related to the people's need and the party's values. Our purpose and objectives: to prepare every citizen of St. Martin to become a responsible, participating individual and a potential leader with a common vision of establishing a sustainable island for future generations. Our mission is to create challenging opportunities to educate the population in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect. It is our common mission to inspire people to achieve personal growth and cultural pride, to value lifelong learning, and to become a responsible contributing citizen of their community in a complex and ever-changing world. Our country is facing unprecedented challenges. The challenge to build a new and modern society, one that will have to bear the responsibility to provide justice, transparency, equal opportunities for all, and the proper protection of all its values. We must be ready to face those challenges. We must be ready to provide the ideas, the tools, the men and women to lead St. Martin into an era of hope, of defiance. We must give ourselves the means to better education, promote and educate society values, encourage high standards to all and in everything, promote and educate patriotism, build future potential leaders, the feasibility of these ideas reside in making the proper choices that will be and should resolve around people and not a person. Our action plan should be focused on building strong and sustainable roots in the population. Our strength should come from the people, which should be the better part of our energy on working with the people and for the people. About our vision statement: working with the people, for the people, to inspire hope and to serve the country of St. Martin. With the challenges before us, absence of natural resources, declining economy, rapidly growing population, etc., among other threats, requires that we begin working together to reach common solutions. More than ever before, we must find innovative ways to ensure that St. Martin can continue to provide better education, safe homes, more job opportunities, better business opportunities and industries, more infrastructure and super infrastructures, natural resources, cultural activities, provide other services to respond to the need of our growing population. Now it is the time of opportunities, a time to move growth and modernization from the sideline of exterior priorities and to the center of our focus. St. Martin, our people depends on a healthy environment. We have to work forcefully in gathering all concerned people from all horizons to define ourselves as their servant, as true agents of change, committed to the cause and to the values that will define a new code of conduct, a new code of ethic, our code of ethic and our charter. devoted to the human values and cause, with the aim to providing a better and brighter tomorrow for this island, with its people and for its people, the commitment and devotion to focus on uniting the people of this island as one, to stand by the core values, that will make us indivisible, strong, resilient, and resourceful. The source of our energy, our determination, our resolve, our resilience will be the St. Martin Society. Our values: integrity beyond reproach. We will meet the highest ethical and professional standards in all of our organizational endeavors, and in doing so, we hold ourselves accountable to our mission and to the public. Be honest at all times. Practice transparency and integrity. Be accountable to each other, to the mission, to the population. Earn trust by building relationships, being competent, and following through on all our commitments. Respect for people, communication, and collaboration in order to obtain tangible and lasting results. Respect for people, communication, and collaboration in order to obtain tangible and lasting results. Enduring political success depends on the active involvement of people and partners whose life and livelihoods are linked to the economic system we seek to conserve. We respect the needs, values of the population, and we forge relationships based on mutual benefit and trust. We recognize that politics is best advanced by the leadership and contribution of men and women of diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and culture. We will recruit and mentor members to create an inclusive organization that reflects our diverse character. We must reuse a creative spirit and a collaborative, non-confrontational approach to craft innovative solutions to complex political issues at scale that matter in ways that we will endure. Treat our partners and colleagues with fairness and honesty. Work collaboratively with all sectors of society to develop practical communication solutions. Respect and open to a variety of viewpoints and diversity of thought. Work in an environment that encourages each of us, to achieve our potential and value the contribution of all. Expand and strengthen the diversity of our trustee base and boards. Develop analysis and use the best available political rigor to set priorities, make decisions, take action, and measure results. Use a creative spirit and original thought in the pursuit of excellence. Conduct our business in an environmentally sensitive manner. This is what our logo stands for. One island, one people, one destiny. St. Martin, our paradise, our home. The compass, keeping us focused on where we are and what we want to achieve. The compass to direct us. The anchor defines who we are, where we are, and remind us where we are. This is what we are and what we offer: hope and plan for a prosperous future. We are here for you. We are here with you. We hear you because we are you. Inspiring hope, audacity, and a vision for a brighter future. We are a party for the people by the people, and with the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stephan. Moving on along. The next lady can be considered a mother of those without a voice. She hails from French Quarter, a village known for defiance, ambition, hard work, sacrifices, and pride. With over 30 years in the political arena, she stands a strong black woman, steadfast in her spiritual convictions, powerful and well-spoken, always in the defense of our people and youths. She has been the president of numerous parents' associations for the Collège and the Lycée, Vie Associative for 15 years, head of the Culture and Sports Department in 1984, and on the board of numerous youth and religious-oriented associations. She was just recently awarded by the relevant ministry in France for her substantial efforts and tireless contributions in the sports and youth affairs. I present to you Ms. Helen Hunt.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, and good evening to every one of you. It's good to have you here tonight. We as a people concerned about what's going on in our community, it would take a long time to go through all the details, but we are confident that you are aware of the details because you are present tonight. We have pledged ourselves to continue to work in the interest of our people and for our people, for the betterment and the advancement of this island we love so dearly. I, Helen Hunt, my years and experience in working with government, working in the community, I hear the cry of my people, and I therefore pledge myself to work along with the whole party to advance and continue to develop St. Martin, for St. Martin, and with St. Martin. I have been given a task tonight that I do with pleasure. Over the last few years, precisely about 4 years, that I came to work close with Monsieur Jules Charleville. Monsieur Jules Charleville, better known to many as Julot, the professeur de maths in the collège, Scorpio in the business world, Smiley under the sandbox tree, and Monsieur le Président in the whole party. Monsieur Charleville entered politics in 1977, and he was elected as a municipal council in 1983, where he served until 1992. With a heart for the people and the country, and seeing what's going on in this little community, Monsieur Charleville was challenged with the situation and have accepted and vowed to become a rassembleur, calling for unity, for our leaders to come together, putting our pride aside and work in the interests of the country. This led him in 2007 to be one of the founders of the Triple R Party, working towards unity and the development of St. Martin. In 2012, he joined another party where he believed that it was an opportunity to promote unity and working together irregardless of your background. After being elected to the council territorial, 6 months after, he became an independent member in the council. voicing his opinion, and talking on behalf of those that cannot talk for themselves. Monsieur Charleville, as an independent council member, has continued to speak out on issues such as the 50 pas géométriques. The PLU is the Plan Local d'Urbanisme. The CADAS, the Merville family, the restaurateurs in Orient Bay, the vendors in Orient Bay. And since 2 years ago, he was the elected president of the True Hope Association. Now there's a difference between the True Hope Association and the True Hope Party that is being presented tonight. The Hope Party. Thank you. Tonight, it gave us great honor, great humility to present to you our leader, our president, a man of character, a man of humility, a man that loves, a man that stands for principle. And when he said, I'm going to do something, he put his all into doing it. It's our pleasure to present to you tonight our president, Monsieur Jules Charleville, Smiley Julot. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say after such of an introduction? But I want you to remember the last line that came from Thierry Stéphane. The last line said, for the people, with the people, by the people. Tonight, you're witnessing history in this lovely island, our beloved St. Martin. Why? Because we have created Hope Party for you. It is your party. This party is something that has never been seen in St. Martin. You will have an opportunity to be part of this by giving your input. And I'll get to that in a few minutes. First, let me address some of my friends and some, I would say, people that I just know like that from the French community. Ce soir, je vais m'exprimer en anglais. Je sais que la plupart d'entre vous, vous comprenez bien l'anglais, donc je vais essayer de parler assez lentement pour que vous me compreniez très bien. Hein? Je sais que la plupart des personnes qui arrivent ici, très rapidement, ils comprennent l'anglais, même s'ils ne le parlent pas, mais ils comprennent ce qu'on dit. Donc, permettez-moi, sinon ça va me prendre trop de temps pour traduire chaque phrase. Donc voilà. First, let me explain to you why Hope Party. I have to give you a little bit of history for you to understand why you have in front of you today the party known as Hope Party. It is something that we feel the population is craving of. We'll have to go back a little bit, like in 2007. In 2007, there were 4 persons. They got together and just said, well, they got the idea of getting together, putting together all the politicians that have ever ran for an election. Whether it was at the time when we was a commune, regional councillor, general councillor, mayor, whatever, and get them around a table and get them to understand that in order to face the new status, which is Article 74, remember it was 2006, beginning 2007, we were going into a new status that was something unknown to us. Remember, now we are commune, we are what you call a département in a région. This is something, even for St. Bart's, we are the two with the same status. Even for the state of France, for them it was a curiosity because they didn't know exactly how to handle that. So we found that it was a good idea for us to come together as politicians and form one group, not to call it a party, one movement. Out of that came what we call today, what is known to be the Triple R, which stands for Rassemblement. Remember that name? Rassemblement, you know what it means? Coming together, working together. Responsabilité and réussite. Well, I can tell that was 2007. That group got together and got elected in the opposition. In 2012, Mr. Alan Richardson headed a list with the name Rassemblement, Responsabilité, Réussite. However, he forgot, maybe I would say purposely, conveniently, forgot the spirit of what it meant to have a rassemblement. Therefore, this gentleman created a list with the name Triple R, but putting into it people that have nothing to do or I would know that had nothing in their mind about what is a rassemblement, what is to be responsable, and what is réussite. Therefore, today, 4 years after, we have a complete disaster. There has never been rassemblement. Contrary, now it is confusion, it is division. Instead of responsibility, we have irresponsibility. They are totally unresponsible. And of course, instead of having a receipt, we have an échec, and total échec. So it is chaos. And remember, let's go back again to the senatorial election. That was in 2014. You remember that the majority, in the majority we end up with different candidates from the same majority for the Senate election. At that time, remember, I have to talk a little bit about myself so you can understand how this came about. Me being an independent councillor at the time, I became so important to everybody that was a candidate in that council, even to those outside, because it was, since you got that division in the majority, that little one vote that I had became important to everybody. It is at that time I realized who we had as leaders, because they were ready to sell their soul. And I'm telling you based on conversations they had with me. And I will not, for ethical reason, reveal the content of the conversation, but you wouldn't believe what was told to me just in order to get power. Is at that time I realized what kind of leaders we have. In other words, we have leaders that don't care about this population. The population is non-existent for them. It's about themselves, it's about titles, it's about positions, and it's about money. Therefore, I told myself, you have to do something. You have to find some people to put around you, to work with you for this country. We have to find a way to save this country. Because I realized at the time, I'm talking senatorial, that's when I realized for the most, the kind of trouble that we're in. So because of that, I took my time slowly, and I selected one by one some of the people that you have here. However, they themselves, understanding the spirit of the party that we were supposed to put together, they began also to bring people based on those criteria. And today, we began to get together since March 2015. So I would say a little bit more than a year ago. And today we have what you call the Hope Party. You will hear from each member in a few minutes, and you will realize that in front of you, you have people that are willing to work from the heart for this country. They have this country at heart. You will realize it is not people that are hungry for power, people that looking for position. We are presenting to you tonight members of the party, of the whole party. We're not presenting to you a list. Some of you tonight, you came here, maybe in your mind, it is about a list. It's not about a list as yet. However, we're going to use whole party as a platform to build that list. But what we want to do is to build it with you. This is the first time, as I said, in the history of St. Martin, a party has been created by, I'll introduce the founding members of this party, but the whole idea is that created for you, and the list that we're going to build it together with you. In other words, you'll have your say about who's going to go on the list. So don't make no confusion. These are the members of whole party, but you're not seeing the members of the list as yet. Of course, eventually, some of them that you're seeing here will be on the list. Maybe you'll judge from yourself, or you will assume, and according to you, you also will say, you think that person should be on the list. So tonight, that's what it's about. Now that you know a little bit of history of the party, why whole party, why it was created, and what we want to do, let me tell you a little bit of what we feel should happen. Now, who doesn't suffer from high electricity bills? For some reason, even in some cases, we are noticing that the taxes on the electricity bill are even higher than the consumption itself. There's something terribly wrong there. Of course, when you look, you turn your bill on the flip side, you flip it over, and you would realize that, yes, there is what you call the TGCA, Taxe Générale de Chiffre d'Affaires, but you would also realize autre taxe. And there's a tax in there called tax communal or something like that. And you're wondering, but wait a minute, we are no more commune. How come we are getting tax communal? And some other taxes. So I'm telling you that whole party is going to make sure that those unfair situations, unjust situations cease. It's about time that you, the population, the state and the collectivity cease to abuse you. It's an abuse. There's no explanation. If you ask questions, they can't answer you. They can't explain you why that particular tax is there, yet you have to pay such a high bill. Let's take, for instance, again, another situation. Why should you, that is paying your tax over the years, you're a good citizen, you're paying your tax with no problem, why should you be penalized with €100 extra? Is that a fair situation? That is totally unfair. Of course, the aim was to make those that not paying anything pay at least €100 when they realize that it cannot be the préfet say, hey, wait a minute, you can't do it that way, it has to be general. So instead of backing off from it, they decide to hit everybody. But do you feel that you should be paying an extra €100? Exactly. So whole party will present to you in the future, working with you, ways that we can get rid of that, because it will have to be replaced. But we have worked together, we are working together since the month of April 2015, and the reason why we didn't come before you before this date is because we've been working on a lot of different things. We have different committees. We have committees on education, fiscality. We have committees also on the economy, whatever, you name it. So we have put together already a program that will make sure that certain things that you're paying that we feel unfair to you can be replaced with other taxes that they pretend not to see, just because they feel like just taxing you more instead of looking for new ways of, there are so many different ways. When we got together and we started thinking together, we found so many different ways to increase the revenues, because that's what it's all about. However, instead of they looking to look for the new ways, they're increasing taxes, yet not looking to cut expenses. I'll give you an example. Let's take, for instance, the tourist office. Tourist office is autonomous. It's supposed to have its own budget. However, it is your money, the taxpayers' money, which is the collectivity, that finances its budget. It's not like the port. The port has its own budget, but it generates its own money. That's not the case with the tourist office. The money comes directly from the collectivity, which is your money. Well, and there's a budget for traveling, leisure, etc. And the last budget was 235,000 euros just for traveling. And we have a well-known, we call her now the air stewardess, that is every week in the air, going somewhere. You know who I'm talking about. And she cannot justify her traveling. Now that we have almost half of the hotels, the amount of hotels that we used to have, that person is traveling more than at the time that we had 5,000 hotels or 4,000, rooms, And yet, that money is like, you have to use it, you know? But yet, they're hitting us with the taxes and money going. So those things have to stop. Whole party is here to tell you that those things will stop with your help. With your help. For the first time, this party will be coming to you and each district to hear you. We'll be listening to you. We did a contact meeting not long ago. Mr. Lormini in front here, he's a witness. And it was a type of contacts that we intend to do in the future. But before this meeting here tonight, a few days ago, we had such contact for some people in cul-de-sac. And he's a witness, he can tell you, we listen, took note. And certain things they suggest will become part of our program. In other words, we're not feeling like traditionally here in St. Martin, some people, some families feel that it's only the elite that has to be elected. There are certain names of families only. To be elected, you have to have a certain name, etc. This party is not about that. It's about you, the people. So we expect you to be actively involved in everything we do. Okay? You have to know it is your party, and we mean that, and we'll prove it to you. It's your party. Having said that, I will take some time now to introduce to you first what we call the Bureau of Hope Party. I will begin by the first Vice President, Mr. Eugene Duzant, and ask him to please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Eugene Duzant. I'm 50 years old, from District of Brencaz. Aviation professional, I have a master's degree in aviation management and flight technology. Last 30 years, I've been flying airplanes for profession. I've decided to stop looking on and actually actively get involved with politics. I'm a newcomer to the game. I'm the vice president of, first vice president of the Hope Party. I also lead the communications committee. I'm also a member of the tourism and economical committee. And It's my pleasure tonight to stand in front of you and get your support for us as a team, the HOPE team, in moving forward and trying to better the country from the present situations as it's in. I've made a pledge to carry forward our vision and mission statement, which was explained by Thierry. And with that pledge, I've made a commitment to work for the people of St. Martin as the best of my ability. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Next, we have our second Vice President, Mr. Jimmy Hodge.
Good evening once more. My name is Jimmy Hodge from Grand Cause. Most people who know me, and especially the members, know I'm very straightforward, very direct, and I don't give elaborate speeches. If you're here tonight, basically it's because you, like me, you're fed up and you're frustrated, and we all are absolutely tired of talk. It's time that we have actions now. I never had liked politics. I often thought people took it very personal, putting the families involved, children involved, just because people shared a different plan. The time has come for us to change that. We should not have to disagree over a different vision, and we should not penalize each other for sharing a different vision. I got involved because I got tired of sitting back, and especially what happened in Grand Cause, and I don't want to elaborate on it, but Grand Cause was the breaking point for me. To see that people actually continue with illegal activities, and now they even have the audacity to take the collectivity for court for something that they have been doing wrong for so many years. So it's time for action. Matter of fact, I don't even want to hear myself talking, so I'll let the other ones continue, because really the time has come for changes to take place. Take a position, put your foot down, and let's start to make things happen. Thank you very much.
We have our secretary, Ms. Jeanette Boirard.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeanette Boirard. I am the secretary of HOPE Party. I will not say which district I'm from because I am from St. Martin and I represent the whole of St. Martin. I have one simple thing to say. It's a proverb. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. And I think that's what, over the years, that's what the government neglected to do. Okay? Teach us to fish. Teach us to fend for ourselves. And it's about time we have changes in St. Martin. And I'm happy to be with the whole party because they are the one I see with ideology. And I hope you all bring your ideas so we can have a better St. Martin. Thank you.
Okay, Assistant Secretary, Sabrina Charville.
Good evening, everyone. Sabrina Charville, 38 years of age, Environmental and Quality Manager at the Grand Cause Airport. I've been in that industry for over 13 years now. I'm also a full-time mother of a little 8-year-old daughter. So first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here this evening. You are actually participating in the launching of a new era, during which regular, young, dynamic people will be ready to take action for you, the people of St. Martin. The main key of our success tonight and in the long run will be unity within our party first of all and within this island. Unity, trust, transparency, planning, training, knowledge and action for the long run within our party, not just for 2 months. We've been living this for too long now. Our unity, trust, transparency, knowledge, and actions are the pillars of Hope Party. We no longer need empty promises. No longer. No more old-time politics. Hope Party thanks you.
Let me reassure those of you that wondering if my daughter is going to be on a list with us. I would say, as long as I'm on a list, my daughter will not be on a list. So she is a member and assistant secretary of Hope Party, and she's doing a good job, but she won't be on our list. Maybe in the future. She's still young. We have the treasurer, Guy Kewo.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Guy Kewo, better known as Gito or Koram. Tonight, Koram was my father, and he told me, you know, if you have to do something for this country, you have to go straight ahead. You don't have to close your eye and say no. Today, I'm with Hope Party for 2 reasons. First reason, I used to work for the collectivity years ago by the port of Galleys Bay. I decided to leave and to work for my own self. I worked, but I realized that it wasn't really working. I went back again in the collectivity 4 years ago, and it's become worse. It become worse because what happened? No one in this collectivity, no one don't care about the people. No one care about the people. At the first, when they sent me to status, which is a canteen, they said, the people is terrible. I could tell you guys, it's not true. All the people from the collectivity is looking for tools to work with. Anyway, I thank you guys to come. I thank you very much, my family, my friends, and I thank you, because you will make the difference. Amen.
Assistant Treasurer, Victor Paynes.
Wow. Good evening, everyone. Those of you that don't know me, can you please raise your hands? Okay. Just